Hello everyone, it's me again. We're back with another vlog. Today we are in Lanzhou, China, which is the capital of Gansu province. And I just finished a 17-hour train ride from Ho in Mongolia. I've got to Lanzhou, and then going back on the theme of the last one, it took me 2.5 hours to find my hostel. Just an absolute nightmare, but I'll show you guys the hostel a little bit later. So the reason I've come to, that guy's filming me behind me, the reason I've come to Lanzhou is pretty much purely because, well, two reasons. It is the home of Lanzhou beef noodles, which there's a restaurant on Rickenham Road. For anyone from Christchurch, from anyone who's not from Christchurch, that makes no sense. And it's a good restaurant, so if you're in Christchurch, you go to Lanzhou beef noodles. Then the second reason is it's actually a bit of a start of a bit of a pilgrimage for me, but I'll probably cover that in the next video. And other than that, yeah, it's got about 3 million people living in it. It's the capital city for Gansu province, and it's on the Yellow River. We're currently on the Zhongshan Bridge, which is the first ever permanent bridge built over the Yellow River, built in 1909. I'm bringing you facts now. I'm having to do Wikipedias before I start filming these so that you guys learn some stuff from the videos. I'm pretty hungry right now, so I'm just going to go get some food. But yeah, this video will basically just be us in Lanzhou for the next day or two. We've got a beach over there, but I don't think anyone's going to be swimming in that river. I don't know why it's called the Yellow River, because that's not very yellow to me. More of a poo brown. So this is my meal. 2 pieces of chicken, popcorn chicken and potato and gravy for about $7. It's a reasonable deal, but you order it on the app, and then that's why it's so cheap. Other than that, it's, you know, like a little bit more expensive. Not that ethnic, like I've come to China, I'm just eating K-fried, but I'll be honest, there's so many K-fries in China. I think they have like 10,000. They have more K-fries than Macca's. They love it. And they love it in Mongolia as well. And the K-fry here is like, it's pretty good. Like it's pretty solid. It's been pretty consistent every time I've had it. So, and it's a reasonable price, and it's some protein. So that's why I've been eating it. So another bit of food as I walk up to my hostel. Pretty much every day I get some mee shui. They're 2 yuan, so about 50 cents for an ice cream. And it's just crack. I think I have it every day, sometimes twice a day. It's crazy, but you just can't stop yourself. Right. So I'll give you guys a bit of a rundown on this accommodation. It's got a bit of a Japanese style. It's $10.50 New Zealand a night. It's a sort of pod I've got. It's big enough that my bag's in it. I actually have a locker over there, but I hate putting my bag in a locker because if I want to get stuff out of it, it's just easier if it's just out in the open. And this is wide enough that I can have my bag in the pod. Up there's they give you hot water. And then I got my fire extinguisher just in case everything goes wrong. Then we have over here the bathroom. Free washing machine again. That's what they always have. Actually, my washing's in there. There's only one Western toilet, but that's better than no Western toilet. And it has a bum gun. So, with what you get is you get essentially the worst of both worlds. So, in Southeast Asia, you have a bum gun, but you have to throw your toilet paper in a bin next to you. So you clean and then you chuck your paper in the bin. At home, you use toilet paper, which is worse than a bum gun. Bum guns are the greatest thing of all time. Maybe a bidet is better, but I haven't actually used a Japanese bidet. Then you wipe with toilet paper, but then you just put it in the toilet and it's gone. China's the worst of both worlds. They don't generally have a bum gun. I think that's the second bum gun I've seen in the entire time. And you have to throw the toilet paper in a bin. So, and actually it's like a quad whammy, mate. It's like triple whammy. Quite a lot of toilets don't even have, you have to provide your own toilet paper. Then you have the added issue of squat toilets, which are horrible. And I will say this is like a reality of traveling to China, is squat toilet, like their public toilets are disgusting. They're so gross. I've never had such like bad smelling toilets and consistently bad smelling toilets in a place. And I think it is due to the squat toilets. Like, people just miss. Like, you would think after 30 years of living here, people were, growing up in the environment, being able to do an Asian squat, they'd be able to hit it. Mate, some of the sights you walk into when you open those doors is just, you just walk straight back out. It's no good. That's a reality that you deal with. The best you can do is find like a nice hotel, and as a guy, it's pretty easy because I can stand and we have urinals, but as a chick, I can just imagine it's no good. It's you'd have to find like hotels or disabled toilets are usually the thing. So then that's the sort of shower we get. So I've already had one, and mate, that shower head, it's everything but your head. Like, I turned it on and I stood under it and I wasn't even getting wet because it was just going to the sides. So, but that's what you get when you pay $10.50. The fourth story, it was really difficult to find. And yeah, it is what it is. Like, 2.5 hours to find it, because that's another thing that you deal with in China, is that you're using, like, because you use Chinese apps, quite a lot of it is translated to English and it might be poor. Then you don't have Google Maps, because Google Maps doesn't really work here, and instead you have to use A-Maps, and A-Maps is nowhere near as good as Google Maps, but it is in English. It links into the public transport, which is nice, tells you how much things are going to cost. So there are positive aspects, but in terms of like Google Maps all through Southeast Asia, that's all I used to find restaurants. It's so good. You just type in food, put in your price range, and it's sick. But here you can't really do that, so you just walk in and then hope that wherever you've gone has got good food, and then if it's not, you kind of just have to walk out, and that's just what you have to do in the end. So yeah, it can be hit and miss, but this, personally, I think for $10 a night, these hostels are good. You don't get many Westerners. You might get the odd one, which is cool. You can book on Hostel World, but Hostel World's usually more expensive, and there's actually not that many on Hostel World, especially when you get to sort of less mainstream cities. in China. So yeah, it is what it is, and it's just a reality you have to deal with when you're traveling. So this is another meal I'm having. It's actually the third meal. I got a girl from my hostel. She was going out at the same time, so we went and got mapo tofu, which is just mama's tofu, and that was pretty good. That was about 12 RMB each, so that's $3 for a plate of that with some rice. Got this potato afterwards. Potato was 10 RMB, so that's about 2.5 New Zealand dollars. And I was just speaking Chinese to the store owner, and then I said I was from New Zealand, and she loved it, so she just gave me that extra, which is sick. It's really nice. It's like sugar coated fruit. The potato's really good. Like, it's just fried potato. I'll probably get some meat afterwards. Of course, they gave me a plastic bag, even though I ask almost every time to not give me a plastic bag because I just don't want them. But they love plastic as well. They love plastic here. And then, yeah, like as I was kind of saying it earlier, is like the food options. There are a lot of food options, but at the same time, in a weird way, there's not a lot of food options. It's kind of interesting. And it's some of the meals you find it simultaneously. You can go and buy kebabs to get your extra meat, but a lot of the meals don't actually have a lot of meat, and you more have to be sharing with people to get that extra food. So it's a difficult place if you want to eat a lot of meat to get your protein. If you're by yourself, because you kind of have to buy a solo meal, and lots of solo meals don't have enough meat. Then you kind of on the side, like I'll buy boiled eggs and stuff like that, and yeah, it doesn't add up. But I ate 8 boiled eggs yesterday because I was just trying to get that extra protein in, which is a bit of a mission. So that's what we're dealing with out here, trying to keep those gains. I've got my magnet. I'm having to limit the amount of magnets I'm buying now because of I'm just accumulating way too many, and it's gonna weigh down my bag, and I need to send some home even. So we're back at that bridge again, and now there's a light show, so I'll show you that, and it looks pretty epic. And then the hillside up there looks way better than it did earlier today. But that's about kind of what China's like, is put on the light show and it just transforms it from average sort of looking scene to something really nice. Obviously it is nice, it's just like probably better on a sunny day because today was kind of grey and overcast, but yeah, it looks really good. I'll probably walk around a bit and hopefully we can see some more cool things. Also, I'm back to t-shirt, shorts and jandals, not just because I'm tough, but because it's also slightly warmer. It's about, I think it's like 13 degrees right now, so it's a bit chilly, but also all of my clothes are getting washed, so this is what I got. So I'll just have to deal with it. So I kind of hinted at it before because I obviously eat mee shui every day, is what I said. Mee shui is the largest franchise in the world. It's bigger than Macca's, it's bigger than Subway, it's bigger than Starbucks. There's a shop. They're everywhere in China. There's a lot in Southeast Asia, but in China it's next level. There is so many mee shuis. And yeah, I just love that ice cream, man. 2 RMB and you just smash it. Just as I'm walking along the riverfront here, admiring it. The other thing is that it gets, you see it a lot in the videos, but it is 100% true, is how safe you feel just all the time in China. Like, admittedly there's a heap of cameras, but you just feel sweet walking wherever you want at all times. Everything is like new and modern. I haven't really walked into a park and I've been like, oh, this is a bit rough. It's always like updated, brand new, like tiles, all of that. They're just steaming ahead. But we were talking about it before, Belinda and I, the girl from my hostel, and trying to convey to you guys what it's like, and it's still impossible, like, because there are still just random things that Chinese people do that obviously you can't video, but you're just like, what the hell? Like, yesterday when I was walking into the mall, there was literally just a little girl, pants down, pissing in front of the mall, like just right in front of the mall. And I was just like, what the fuck? And her mum's just standing there watching her do it. Like, you know, there's bushes over there, there's toilets in the mall, but no, she's pulled down her pants and she's just taking a piss right in the middle of like the little walkway. And you're like, okay, you know, and I can say I've never seen that in my life, but I've been in China a month and I've seen a little girl just taking a piss in front of a mall, just randomly. Chinese people also love spitting, like love spitting. Chinese men, women don't. Some of the women do. And it doesn't really bother me. Spitting doesn't really bother me. I like, as long as people spit into bushes and stuff. But I just have to say, man, Chinese guys are the least efficient spitters I've ever heard in my life. That's just like for like a minute. And then they finally like just a, and you're like, what the hell was that? You know, I don't know whether they just practiced, like Aaron Watson and I, when we were about 12 or 13, just practicing spitting and getting good at it. And like, it's like their national pastime. All of them do it and they're not even that good at it. It's just random. Anyway, we're down here. I don't know how good that view is. That bridge is lit up. It's really cool. The building also says something on it, probably something about Lanzhou. I don't think I'll be able to make it all the way down to that bridge. I think there's a mosque somewhere near here, so I'll walk up to that hopefully, and maybe it's lit up, that'll be cool, but otherwise I'll just keep going. Just randomly some fireworks. Just been going on for about 30 seconds. That's cool. Temple up there as well. Chicken on the way. So she obviously gave me a plastic bag, but that's 3 little kebabs of chicken tenderloin or maybe sliced chicken breast for 6 RMB, which is $1.50. So there's the mosque. I was kind of hoping it would be less modern because it looks nice, but you know, I was hoping for some spires like that. So we're heading more west in China, and as you get west, because of the Silk Road, there's a lot more sort of religious influence and stuff, and a lot more Islamic influence. So as we get into Xinjiang, there's even more Islamic influence. And then obviously China's a state atheist country, so the government's officially atheist, and then because of the economies, you can't have a religious sect without state approval. And then so that means that's who, if you've ever heard of the Falun Gong, which is a group of Chinese people, they're the ones who stand outside talking about organ harvesting and stuff. Basically they're a cult, and they're based in the US and used to receive CIA funding and stuff like that, but I think they're self-funded now, and the guy who leads it thinks there's aliens on the planet, and they walk around and they cause all the war and stuff like that. So just give them money and then obviously everything will get better. Usual cult stuff. And yeah, so usually most Chinese people are not religious, kind of similar to New Zealand, but yeah, there's a few churches and a few mosques around, and then obviously a lot of Buddhism as well. It's pretty good. And just another point on them being state atheist. There's probably a historical precedent for it as well, given that in I think it was 1850 or around then, a Chinese guy decided he was the brother of Jesus Christ and started a conflict called the Taiping Rebellion, and at least 20 million people died, which is insane. So it's about 11 o'clock at night on a Sunday. I'm getting some more chicken, but yeah, still people walking around, lots of little shops open, bit of life. Good morning everyone. So this is my breakfast for the day, and it's my first authentic Lanzhou beef noodles. As I was talking about yesterday, not a lot of meat. There is meat, a bit of meat in here, but not a whole lot in these sort of single meals. The cost for this was 19 RMB, so just under $4, which is cheap. So like I'm not complaining about the meat, because I can just go buy a kebab of chicken and then that makes up for the deficit. Yeah, hopefully it's not too spicy. You put like three things of spice in it, but I've been eating spicy food for the last couple of months, so I'm kind of used to it. So we'll see how this goes. These are some of the best noodles I've had in China. They're really fresh. Like obviously the guys made it, so that's why the noodles are fresh, but the sauce as well is quite good. So just while we're sitting here, a few facts about Lanzhou beef noodles. They are a nationally recognised dish in China, similar to Peking duck, and there are 1,200 restaurants in Lanzhou that are beef noodles. They're all over China, so they're basically considered a national dish, and they came out of the sort of Islamic influence of the Hui people, who are the ethnic group from this area, and made it sort of halal certified food that they could eat. Done. Not as spicy as I was worried it would be. It was just very tasty. While I'm here, I may as well show you guys a Chinese supermarket. I mean, it's a supermarket, they're in every country. Just the products are a bit different. They love a bit of chicken feet. Yeah. It is. They love nibbling on chicken feet, which is a strange one to me. Then lots of little bits of beef, dried beef, all of that sort of stuff. There's a fruit section somewhere, I'll take it to. There's lollies. Got a lot of domestic brands, but they're all pretty good. A lot of plastic wrapping. The other thing they do is they do it in 500 gram quantities instead of kgs. So yeah, the easiest way to figure out how much something is for New Zealand dollars is just divide by 4. If you're in the UK, divide by 8, or euros, yeah, divide by 8. Like individually wrapped oranges, dragon fruit. I can kind of understand the apples, but oranges and dragon fruit, you know. I thought, no, what sort of freak's eating the skin of a dragon fruit? Got some bananas. 7.17. What's that? About $1.80. The chips they have. This is a big cool, and by a big cool, small cool, New Zealand has the best chips. Just hands down, the best chips are in New Zealand. I don't think I've been to anywhere else in the world and I've gone, wow, these are way better than at home. They just can't compete. Snackachangi, copper kettle, all that, just way better than what you can get anywhere else. We're currently walking to our next destination. It's balmy, about 20 degrees. And I said it last night, but I'll say it again in the light because it's such a nice day. How they do public spaces in China, it's just so nice. It's a country of 1.4 billion, but you go to these parks or walk along these sorts of rivers and you don't feel overcrowded, and yeah, really nice. The river's right there. It's still Poo Brown, the Poo Brown River, and it's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. Like you're walking along, there'll be the odd stand selling like food or something like that, and there's chairs, there's bins, so it's not dirty, but they are cleaning it up constantly as well, so it just makes it a nice, pleasant walk, and you don't even feel like getting a car or a scooter or a taxi. And here we are at, I guess, the first stop for the day, and it's the Water Wheel Expo Garden in Lanzhou. So from the reading I've been doing, there used to be 252 water wheels in Lanzhou up until about 1950 something, and it was called the City of Water Wheels. They're pretty big. I'd say at least 3 meters tall, but that's, I don't know how accurate that is. And yeah, it's quite cool. They were built, I don't know when they were built, it just said that they started building them during the Ming Dynasty, which I'll put the dates of in the video. And yeah, it's lovely actually. So there's still a few working, and this is a bit of a tourist attraction here, which again I didn't even know about because I do zero research basically before I come to a place, and that's what I think is fun about travelling. I actually love this stuff. As I kind of walk along here, and I get this thought quite a bit when I'm in China, is how they do the preservation of the culture in combination, I guess, with the modernity, the progress. And so you get this where it's very nice, old style, preserved, and then you look right next to it and there's just a brand new building. We've got a bridge over there, a brand new, looks like conference center, you know, and there's just so much like progress going on. You can just see in China, everything is just, they're just steaming ahead, they're just going. And like I was just looking it up to see so I could do this comparison, but Lanzhou is the 40th most populated city in China with about 3 million. And the New Zealand equivalent is Te Awamutu in the Waikato. In Australia, it's like a place called Dubbo, and then in the UK, it would be Middlesbrough. So, you know, essentially this is a place you'd never have heard of, but you can just see there's so much investment going on. There's stuff being built. Whoever the local government is concerned about the local public spaces and building, you know, infrastructure for everyone to use. And it does, when you look back, you know, China 40 years ago compared to now, like you can understand why they would be proud, but then it kind of makes me embarrassed even though I wasn't alive 40 years ago, that we've basically made no progress in New Zealand, or even I'd say as well, like just in the West in general. Like we sort of imported that neoliberalism, which has just been an absolute failure, and then they didn't follow that here. And then you see the outcome is they've got targeted public investment, and it's awesome. Like it's just like insane to look at, and then to look at what it was and then compare to now. Yeah, it makes you understand why they're proud, but then it also makes you go, why can't we have that? If that makes sense. So that's one of my major takeaways, and it's what you'll get if you come to China, is you'll kind of be like, why are they able to do it but we're not? Some sort of gondola going up and over the hill. Don't know where to. I was gonna go to the museum today, but turns out it's closed. Quite a lot of things are closed on Mondays here, so I've had that happen a few times where it's just the wrong day and I can't go somewhere. So, but as I always say, is what it is, and it's just part of travelling. Is sometimes the weather's crap or things are closed and it's not as good as you were hoping it would be, but really you just got to be like in the mindset of you're privileged enough to be in a random spot in the world rather than at work on a Monday. So yeah, you just deal with it. That will be the end of the vlog for today, I think. It's got a bit of everything, even got a little political at the end. But the next one will start in Lanzhou as well, but I'll talk about that then. Right, ciao.